Watch. Politicians are not going to determine the destiny of our nations. The friends of God are. The friends of God who are invited to the secret place. Watch. So you make decisions with God concerning certain things in the earth, whatever sphere, dimension God's allowing us into. But watch. Secondly, what happens? 1 Kings 17. Watch what Elijah says to Ahab. As the Lord God lives, before whom I stand. Anytime you see the word stand, be aware it's talking about the council. Jeremiah 23:18. Who has stood in the council of the Lord? Who has heard his word? Who has marked his word? Who has stood there? So here's Elijah saying, as the Lord God lives, before whom I stand. Now watch, I used to read that and think, okay, Elijah was praying somewhere. He was with God. He heard God say something. He went up. He stood before Ahab, and he spoke the word. But that's not what happened. He doesn't say, as the Lord God lives, before whom I stood. He said, as the Lord God lives, before whom I am presently standing. He's saying to Ahab, while I am standing here with you in the natural, I am simultaneously standing in the counsel of the Lord. And from this spiritual dimension I am standing in, I am declaring into this natural realm, it will not rain until I tell it to.
Come on.
And so decrees can be made from the counsel of the Lord. See, we just start flipping our guns. And we all do. I understand we do things like that. I'm not being critical. I understand. But I'm saying there is a spiritual dimension that we can stand in. And where we're in that realm, the words that didn't change anything before changes everything now.
Yep.
I promise you. I promise you. My wife one time, she got, just on a personal note, she got up, she was having this hadn't been too long ago, she was having this intense pain to the point she thought we were going to have to go to the emergency room. And just intense pressure and pain, ovaries, whatever the deal was. And so I prayed for her. That's what we do. I laid hands on her and I prayed for her. Nothing happened. After I got through praying the best prayer I knew how to pray. But the truth was I knew I wasn't standing where I needed to be standing in that moment. I knew that. But I'm doing it by faith. But nothing changes. So I'm sitting there in the chair. I said, is it any better? No. I said, well, let me pray again. And this time I got down and I prayed. And I don't know what the difference was. I don't know what the difference was. But suddenly I was there. And I began to say basically the same words I said before. And as I began to say it, instantly the pressure released and she was completely healed. Yeah. Because it was all about where I was doing it from. I was doing it from the natural realm the first time, but in the second time I was standing somewhere in the spirit, and now my words carried an authority they did not carry before. Where you do? You get this principle, and you know how to get into the secret place. You know how to get into the counsel of the Lord. From that place, everything can shift, even over nations. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So that's the second round that Jesus gave. The third round, Luke 18, where he talks about coming before God as a judge. Well, we know judges rule over judicial systems. And I'm not here to teach all that, but the bottom line is, what realm do you enter when you come before God as judge? The court. The court of heaven. As it is revealed in Daniel 7. And by the way, anytime you read about the throne of God, you're reading not just about a place of worship, you're also reading about a judicial place of activity. Now here's the issue. In the council, there is no adversary. I find no place in the council where the adversary is permitted. Isaiah stood in the council because he heard God say, who will go for us? Who can we send? That was the council. God was making a decision. See, what happens in the council? Decisions are made. That was the council. Genesis, chapter 2? God said, let us make man in our own image. In our own life. That was a council that was taking place. There's councils in heaven, and you never see the adversary in a council. He's not there. It's just you.